time to float. You float down here.
What's up, everybody? It's time to float, motherfuckers. Welcome to the Dusty Smith Show, where we drag you into the sewers and expose you to the horrors of the world. But don't worry, everybody. We all float down here. And thank you for joining me tonight. Hey, got a new theme song. We'll see if I get fucking copyrighted for this shit. Hopefully not. Hopefully they won't fuck with me over that. Am I still in the air? Great. Hopefully they won't knock me off. Dudes, super chat me. You guys know how it works. Super chat me. I read every super chat on the show. Gonna read all of them at halftime of the show. Great way to support the show. I read all your comments. So more you donate, the more you buy my love. So super chats, super cool. Appreciate it. And we got some new emojicons. Got a time to float. No one put it, but I know. Next time I do the show, everybody's going to be doing the time to float emojicons. We got a woke emojicon. Got an emojicon for Billy Bowie, for the heroes. What else we got? What other new emojicons are down here? All kinds of new stuff out of the show. Excited about it, folks. And also, I dyed my hair. Oh, no. Do we even notice? Fucking dyed my hair a little bit. So I'm making new models. AI is about to kick off, folks. I'm going to be using AI for everything. And so I'm making models of me from my younger years to use with some of the older content. So got a little blonde in my hair. How's it look? Pretty good. Not too bad. There you go. Time to float. Hell yeah. Love that. We're going to incorporate some it into the show in the future. Going to be a running theme. So prepare yourselves for that. And wow, we got a little blobfish. Wow. We got blobfish coming up and the religious bullshit, so be sure to spam the wow. And if you guys want customized emojis to spam the chat with, then be sure to join the Dust Buddies. It's $2.99 a month to get customized emojis to spam the chat with. You know you want to. All the cool kids are doing it, so there's a button down here that lets you join it or whatever. You'll figure it out. You're smarter than I am. Hell yeah. The Assange look. Hell yeah. This is how Julian Assange look. Is he handsome as fuck? He must be, if it's the Julian Assange look, just saying. And what else you guys say? You are a sexy beast, Dusty. Hey, thank you for your honesty, Philip Smith. Appreciate it. Hi, fam. Hi, Donald. Daniel Roman. Good to see you tonight. Stone Kitty. Wow. Wow. All right, hell yeah. Let's go ahead and kick the show off, folks, because it's time to float. Open your handles to page 1. It's religious bullshit. Religious bullshit, religious bullshit, religious motherfucking bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. Everybody sing time for religious bullshit. Can't get any deeper in the sewers than religious bullshit. And gonna start off with some mental illness. Nobody exploits mental illness like religion does. Let's have a look at a great example of this.
Watch as this demon is cast out.
Why are you doing this?
Because you're a crazy person that went to church specifically so they will pay attention to you, because that's how fucked up you are mentally. Come out. Nothing's coming out. Literally nothing's coming out. I seen this porno movie. It was way better. It was way better, the porn version. But yep, this is just a sad person that's just desperate for attention, desperate to belong, and is willing to signal to the rest of the cult that she is one of them by acting completely ridiculous and letting them exploit her mental illness. So sad, but that is what religion do. Sort of the whole purpose. And then, speaking of Christian hate preachers, as we often do, this time it's Duncan Urbanic. And apparently Jesus is against feeding the homeless. Sure, why not? It goes against everything I ever read Jesus say in the Bible, but maybe he can explain it to us.
I mean, a lot of people, they just want to help other people.
Yeah, it seems
all
good.
All those things don't even matter. I mean, you feeding the homeless, you might get a little bit of joy
Uh-huh.
right there, but that's a fake joy because most of the time it's sinful to feed homeless people.
Uh-huh.
Because if a man should not work, neither should he eat. That's what the Bible says.
Uh-huh.
If you
Literally, Jesus multiplied loaves and fishes. Were those motherfuckers working? What's going on?
you want to feed somebody who's homeless, make sure they're crippled or unable to work.
Definitely.
Then you can, avoid sin. I mean, these young, lazy people, don't feed them.
Don't feed them.
Whenever you give them something, you're essentially supporting their drug addiction. You give them cash, you know what you're doing? You're helping them use that to buy drugs. You're not helping
Hey,
them.
and if you give this guy cash, you're helping him molest children. I didn't say it. God said it. God told me. God specifically told me, don't blame me. Don't sue me. Sue God. Anyway, show them the love of Christ as they always do. Amazing. Keep it up, Christianity. Die, die, die. And then Christian hate preacher Duncan Urbick is back to tell us that divorce lawyers should exist because, hey, you stood at a church and swore before God you would be married forever. So who gives a shit if your husband beats you, rapes you, mistreats you? You stuck.
There'd be some other inherently sinful jobs. How about
Like a
being a
preacher?
divorce lawyer? Is that a godly profession?
No.
No. The Bible never accepts divorce.
And it never mentions divorce lawyers either, so.
The Bible says what God had joined together, let not man put asunder.
It also says you can beat your slaves in donkey talk.
Here you are, you have all these divorce lawyers dividing men asunder. So that job is inherently sinful. I mean, that profession shouldn't even exist. It shouldn't even be possible to have a divorce.
That's right. It should exist. Unlike my profession, telling people not to feed the homeless, which is just amazing in the eyes of God. Started to think your God might be a fucking dick. I am not worshiping you. I will be your heretic. And then prepare your emojicons. Blobfish says, wow. Apparently, prophetic revivalist, whatever the fuck that is, Andrew Whalen, said in a live stream today on Blobfish's show that his greatest desire is to see Obama and Hillary hanging from a rope. Yeah, so much for forgiving your enemies and turning the other cheek, apparently.
And in that dream in particular, I'm not sure what I can say and can't say on here, but
you were on Rumble, so you can say whatever you want to say.
That's right. You can call for the death upon people. You can be as violent, hateful, as big as a piece of shit as you want to. We're on conservative YouTube platform Rumble. Anything goes when conservatives are concerned.
Release you.
Okay, well, I'll say this. I did not understand this dream. And as I said, it's going to sound a little bizarre, but in the dream, President Trump comes up to me and I find myself saying to him, this is early on. And I said to him, the greatest thing I desire is to see Obama and Hillary hanging from a rope.
That's the greatest thing you desire, not world peace, feeding hungry children, stopping incest, pedophilia, none of that. People that you don't like being murdered at the end of the rope is your greatest desire. Yeah, that checks out. That definitely checks out Christianity.
Wow.
Wow.
So Trump,
I love it.
in the dream, looks at me and goes, it's not going to happen.
Really?
Then he
But
blew
then
him.
he walks away, turns back and winks, and goes, disinformation is necessary. And at that point, I knew by revelation that they would hang. But I woke up from that dream and I said, Lord, I'm sorry that I had that dream. I've never had that thought in my mind before. I've never said, I hope the greatest desire I have is to see them hang from a rope. And the Lord said, Andrew, I know that's not your desire, but that's what justice is demanding.
Yeah, justice is demanding that that's your greatest desire. Hey, don't blame me for that being my greatest desire. Blame God because he wants to see people murdered instead of curing pedophilia and homelessness and stuff. So, hey, starting to think God might be a monster. Just a little bit, folks. And then over at the occultist Hank Kuhneman show, today we talking about how God demands silence for those who wish to defame President Trump. He hugging on the flag, because tyranny, fascism will be wrapped in the flag, carrying the Bible. And here he is, doing the Lord's work. Definitely not some kind of con bullshit.
Come on, let's raise up our heavenly language right now.
Heavenly language.
The future of this nation depends on you.
Depends on it.
Children depend on you.
Everything depends on it.
Though they seek to arrest President Trump, we're declaring now that you arrest the enemy. Arrest the principalities. And arrest those who have sought to carry out their agenda against you and President Trump in this hour.
It's me.
We silence the critics. We silence those that wish to frame President Trump.
Good
we
luck.
silence those that wish to lie. And we say, Congress, you stand boldly. We say, pastors, you stand boldly. For one shall become 1,000. More and more shall march around the walls of Jericho. And we say, America, you shall be saved in the name of Jesus. We declare it now.
When?
In Jesus'
When?
name.
Who? That's right, folks. The nation depends on your baby talk. We gotta we gotta do it. Gotta do it, or else the nation is ruined. These people are telling us it's true. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. They know what's fucking up, dudes. Clearly, they're geniuses. And then the Lord works in mysteriously strange, ridiculous ways, folks. Apparently, the Lord let a whole bunch of tornadoes murder a bunch of folks, just wiped out entire towns, devastated, never to recover. But hey, at this church, he knocked over their steeple, but he also allowed, can you see? This little cross right here, this little bitty cross survived. It survived the tornadoes and the death and destruction, so God is good, yeah. Virginia Street Baptist Church says, our steeple may have fallen in last night's storms, but I praise God that the cross continued to stand. Let this be a reminder to all that no matter what we may face in life, God is always in control. That's right, God destroyed our steeple and murdered all those people, but he's in control. He did it. He murdered you all for a reason. So, while you're sitting there mourning your grandma or your little kid, they got killed, just remember, this cross exists. God killed your family on purpose. Hallelujah, I guess. As we enter Holy Week and celebrate Palm Sunday tomorrow, let's continue to thank God for his protection and goodness. Not protecting people very well, to be honest with you. Even in the midst of our storms, praying that everyone is saved. Just so ridiculous. Regardless of what happens, God never takes the blame, but even the smallest minutia bullshit, he gets the glory for it. Hey, I wish I was God. Just fuck up all my life and still get praise for bullshit I didn't even do. Sounds like a good job if you can get it. And then, I'll take shit that never happened for 500, Alex.
Guys, you were designed to hear the voice of God. Let me just quickly share a testimony with you. So, it was months back. I was praying. I said, Lord, use me. I knew that I had a lunch meeting the next day. I said, Lord, use me. I said, what do you want to do? And all of a sudden, I got a picture in my mind. It wasn't an open vision. It was a picture in my mind. And I had this impression that whoever waited on me was going to have a stomach issue. And I was to pray for them, and the Lord would heal them.
Definitely.
So I met a friend of mine for lunch, and the waitress came, and we got our order.
Did you have a cell phone?
I said, this might sound really strange, but last night I was praying. I asked the Lord, Lord, show me what you want to do. And I had a picture of him healing someone that has stomach problems.
That does sound strange.
And by any chance you have a stomach problem? She said yes. And I said, well, the Lord is
I'm sick of looking at your ugly face, motherfucker.
us here to lay my hands upon you and to see you get healed.
That sounds creepy. Hey, can I touch you, waitress? No, it's not creepy. God told me to.
I laid my hands on her, and as I began to get up and I began to pray for her, the Spirit of the Lord came upon her. She began to weep and cry.
Yeah.
And she
was trying to get away from you, dude.
Healed. And
she
then
was not.
I turned to someone else that was in a booth behind us, and I said, the Spirit of the Lord is touching you. I wanted to say this right now.
God's creepy. Keep your hands on me, God. Don't want you touching me.
Miracles get people's attention. It disturbs the normal, and God wants to use you in miraculous ways to impact this generation for Jesus Christ.
Definitely. And hey, maybe whip out your cell phone at some point and just say, hey, look, I'm not lying. This really happened. And there are all the people that I helped, and we healed them and shit, and they're testifying to it. Or not. I guess we could just take your word for it, because you look definitely trustworthy, dude. I don't know about you guys, but I believe him. And then, oh, that's it. Hey, that's it. Short and sweet tonight on the religious bullshit. What we gotta say, DSPs? How you guys doing tonight? Got proof? Hell no. Just believe him. Send him money. God is poor as fuck. I lay hands. I know, right? God needs consent, yo. Jesus sort of rapey a little bit. Unibrow, man. Hell yeah. Shade that shit. Please, God, fix my tiny head. God can work miracles, but he ain't that good. Heroes of the show? Hell yeah. All kinds of heroes. I see you up there. Gonna reach at halftime. Plenty of time to get y'all super chats in and woke. Hell yeah. I used to pray every night. I told you guys the story before, but like literally, this is how goofy I was as a child. I used to pray every night that God would send me a suit with magical powers, like on Greatest American Hero. Remember that show? Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. And my curly hair dude got a suit from Aliens that gave magical powers. And I was like, Jesus, if you'll give me a suit that gives me magical powers, I promise I will give you all the glory as I fly around and save people. And he never did. He never did give me magical powers. But then I also used to fantasize that a hole would open my bed and then I could put my dick through it and some fantasy woman underneath my bed would suck my dick. That also never happened. Fucking Jesus never had my back. Anyway, moving right along. Let's do some Trash World, shall we? The Trash World! The Trash World! It's a dumpster fire! It's hellish Trash World! The Trash World! Everything sucks all the time except for the hole in my bed giving me blowjobs when I was a kid. That didn't suck at all, Jesus! God damn it. Anyways, Trash World. And first off, on the Trash World, depressing. So apparently, the most dangerous thing in the world these days in America is drag queen story hour. Yeah, that checks. This unserious fucking joke of a goddamn country in which we live. Apparently, members of a pro-Nazi group use Molotov cocktails in an attempt to burn down an Ohio church planning to host drag queen event, FBI said. Once again, as you might know, never one single child has been linked to being molested by drag queen story hour. Meanwhile, Boy Scouts, 80,000, Catholic Church, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands. You know, they raping you kids all over the place, but let's pretend it's not happening because Twitter told us it was the drag queens to worry about. So a member of a neo-Nazi group was arrested Friday after attempting to burn down a church in Ohio that was planning to host a drag show event. According to court documents, yeah, if you're on the same side as Nazis, you might have to ask yourself, why? Why is my side attracting Nazis? Are we the baddies? Yeah, you're the baddies too. And here it is, folks. Here's how garbage this country is. Police preparing for a drag show. Look at all the resources being used to protect a drag queen story hour. This is so goddamn goofy. What the fuck happened to this country? Murders happening out there, like real molestations happening, pedophilia happening all over the goddamn place. This is what our police are forced to cover because of you shitheads. Don't give a fuck though. And yeah, they're having to search people as they enter. Crazy part is, like, the kids are more likely to be molested on a regular Sunday sermon at this church than at drag queen story hour, but you can't tell hateful bigots that. Yeah, having to search everybody. Super cool, America. They're reading stories to children. The horror. And then over in New York, they having sort of the same thing. A drag story hour event is scheduled to begin soon. Supporters and protesters have been instructed to gather across the busy street from the event, with only event staff, attendees, and police allowed on the property. Super cool. Amazing all the time. Yep, here they are. Protesters from all sides here. Got their signs, got their fucking flags, honking their horns, yelling and screaming at each other, having arguments, beating their drums. Just a seriously unserious people in this country. Falling so far, so fast. But hey, this is the Republican Party line. This is their playbook. Woke a million times and scapegoat drag queen. So let's see if that is a winning political strategy for them. And then this video got released. I think this happened in New York, where these trans activists attacked this guy. And this got shared all over social media, got shared on every single right-wing influencer's timeline. got shared on Reddit. Even people who are left-leaning were like, hey, this makes trans people look bad. This doesn't help anything. And I do agree with him. Although I'm going to show you after the clip, this guy actually did grab the trans one first. But this behavior does not help the trans community. Now, understand the feeling behind this. I understand why people are trying to take away your entire identity. They're trying to genocide you as a person, and that makes you want to fight back, including using violence. But it is counterproductive because they will use this footage as proof that they were right to take your rights away from you to begin with, which is unhelpful. Anyway, let's have a quick look at it.
Incredible thing has been the behavior of the police here today.
The cops didn't ride your dick.
They don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
She thought it was a joke. She thought it was...
Well, and I know so many cops love
She didn't even want to look at your video. When she did look at it twice, she later said that she didn't even see it. This other officer took down my information, but they don't want to do anything about it. We've got the perpetrator on video.
Any supporters here?
So what here we go.
Fuck you! 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 Hey!
So, bad optics does not help. I know you don't want to ignore these people, but unhelpful. Because now I have to defend this kind of stuff, and we shouldn't have to be wasting time defending this kind of shit. But yeah, he grabbed her first. Let's have a look at it. Definitely, he instigated it. Grabbed her right there. Here goes slow-mo. Reached over, grabbed, made a fist. She was in his face. But, yep, and then she retaliated against him, but bad. Super bad. But I'm still going to share it because let's say, Dusty, why did you share this? Oh, you trying to hide that shit? No, I'm not. I will cover it all, motherfuckers. I am fair and balanced. Unlike your side, who doesn't ever show the shit you Nazis are fucking doing, I show every bit of it. I will fucking call it out because this is not what our movement is about. Our movement is a peaceful movement that is trying to fight back against your hate, your anger, and your fucking violence, motherfuckers. But yeah, clearly grabbed her first. It was self-defense, but bad optics still. Because like I said, it was on Reddit, and the people that normally be on the trans people's side are like, oh my God, it just helps them. And it does. Like, I'm sorry. Just don't do that. Just, like, stay the fuck away from them. Don't give them this. It's an unforced error, in my opinion. Don't give them ammunition, in my opinion. But what you gonna do? I definitely understand the feeling, right? It's hard to stand by peacefully while people are trying to genocide you and take away your whole identity. I totally fucking get it, to be honest with you, but don't do it. Don't give them what they want, because that's exactly what that guy wanted. He got so much free press out of that. He made himself the martyr exactly like he wanted, and it's bad optics. And then on Bill Maher, of course, Bill Maher just letting them go on there and just say the craziest shit. Here's a Republican Lieutenant Governor of Virginia just going to go on Bill Maher and claim that at schools, obviously meaning like junior high schools across the country, that drag queens are giving lap dances to children with almost no pushback from Bill Maher. This is the kind of bullshit being broadcast by HBO. If you want an excuse to cancel your HBO subscription, hey, every single show on HBO is available for free on torrent sites. Every fucking one of them. Within an hour of broadcasting on HBO, you can get it for free. rawbg.to. No reason to pay these motherfuckers. If this is the kind of shit they're going to broadcast on their channel, boycott them. Don't pay these motherfuckers. Punish this bullshit.
Here's the thing. I'm a parent all day. I get to decide what happens in my child's life. Not you, not the government, not anybody. I don't co-parent. I had this child. I'm responsible for this child. Anything happens to little Johnny, you're calling me, right? As you should. Right. So what I'm saying,
I mean, it does want to take a society to look out for each other, even each other's kids. I mean, no person is an island. I think you're just completely by yourself. And 100%, it's only your responsibility to make sure your kid has a good upbringing is ridiculous as fuck. But continue, please.
Hang on. So what I'm saying now is, if I don't want my child giving lap dances at school by a drag queen, I don't want it done.
Right.
That's happening.
But do you think the state should have the right? Do you think the state should have the right to interfere?
I'm talking about as a parent.
Well,
I am a parent.
I mean,
Forget the state. I'm a parent.
lap dancing.
This is my child. I will make a decision about what happens with my child.
I'm not sure lap dancing.
It's happening. Don't you see it?
No, there's drag queen story out. There are definitely drag queens reading to children.
There are drag queens that are doing pole dances. There are drag queens that are
in school.
You.
What?
Bill, you gotta read more.
Yeah, Bill, you gotta read our right-wing bullshit. He just laughs it off, no pushback or anything. So this is what she's talking about, folks. Obviously, Mao's wrong. They're on his way there. The Malaysian agent who was working to destabilize our country posted. The thing they claim isn't happening is definitely happening. It's happening. See, folks? Girl straddled by drag queen sparks outrage at North Carolina school. So what they're talking about is that they had a drag queen event at a college. Not a high school, not a middle school, at a college. And briefly at this college restaurant, this drag queen straddled this girl. Wasn't a lap dance. Straddled her briefly and then gave her a hug before walking away. This is what they're talking about. Oh, it's happening, but she'll say it with no context whatsoever. And people don't know the background. They'll think, oh my God, they have drag queens coming into our high schools and middle schools and lap dancing on our kids and giving them hormones and shit. And Bill Maher's just sitting there, I guess I need to read more. But lies, damnable lies. They want to leave out the context so you don't actually know what they're fucking talking about so they can goddamn mislead you. And then foreign agents will retweet that shit. And Elon Musk, one of the most powerful and the richest man on the fucking planet, will goddamn all day long signal boost that shit. This is what our fucking society is. Fucking very angering. And the same people, not a word about this kind of shit, right? Not a fucking word, folks. Shit goes on all the time. Here's at your local Hooters. Got him in a shirt with boobs, this little kid. Smushing his boobs in. Got him with a thong and his butt hanging out. These scantily clad women with their boobs pushed up about to smack him on his ass. How is this not sexualizing children? How is this fucking any different? If a drag queen was doing this, you motherfuckers would never stop talking about it. Meanwhile, you'll take your kids to WWE bra and panties matches, fucking football games, scantily clad cheerleaders grinding all over the motherfucking place. Not a goddamn peep, because you don't care unless it's gay people. It's just a Rorschach test for your own fucking bigotry, and Bill Maher gonna sit up there and let that shit go. Because he don't care about the violence that is spread. He don't care about rights that are taken away. He got his hundreds of fucking millions. Fuck all the rest of us. And speaking of the bottom of the goddamn barrel, has there anyone who has ever fallen further faster than goddamn David Silverman? Now, David Silverman don't mean a fucking word of what he's gonna say here. David Silverman says 100% of drag shows are 18 plus. Bullshit. Because they are all adult shows. They're not. Except for those held by pedos who juggle for the kids or ask kids to jiggle for them. God damn it. LGBT is normal. Drag is sexual. Drag for kids is pedo. Pedos deserve prison. Y'all know this. It's not news. Then he goes on to double down on it. They all need to be arrested. Conservatives or liberals, straight or gay, white or black, all of them. They don't matter and shouldn't be treated like that do. All of them, of all shapes and sizes, prison or bullets, either is fine. Now, 100% this guy doesn't believe a word he says, okay? He is so butthurt that he got fired from his job and the left called him out for being a horrible piece of shit, that he abandoned everything he ever claimed to believe in. And he is so desperate for clout. This is the links he will slink to. Got 18 likes for this, David Silverman. 18 likes. Nobody has your fucking back, dude. Nobody believes a fucking word you say. I gotta fix this real quick. No, actually, it's right. All right. Nobody believes a fucking word you say, dude. Just loser of the highest goddamn order, David fucking Silverman, man. Like, I don't know what became of you, but my disgust is almost reaching levels of pity now for how fucking pathetic you are. And yeah, your own meme now could be used against you. This is you. Whenever you say something, we're just like, what? We know you don't believe that. We know you aren't about anything, David Silverman. Dude, just give it up. Just crawl off the fucking internet and disappear. Surely you must get tired of being an embarrassment. You must be tired of everybody just looking at you and being like, holy God, what have you become? What is this thing you have turned into? I guess you don't, but have some shame. Find it in you somewhere, dude. Gross. You're just like a gross. Anyway, moving on. You guys heard of this Gays Against Groomers Twitter account? So basically, it's just like this Libs of TikTok account. The only thing that they're set up to do is lie about trans people and gay people in order to make them look like pedophiles. Probably none of these people are actually gay that run these sites. They're just set up to give them credibility, like, not all gays, but all they do is fucking lie, folks. If you really had the evidence to prove everything you said, if you really had all this evidence that kids were being molested by drag queens, that kids were being abused, why do you have to lie? Why does almost everything you post have to be a lie? It's because you don't actually have any of the evidence. You're just making shit up. So here's the post. This little girl is a toddler. A toddler. All caps. And these people believe she can make the choice to be trans. This child has no concept of gender identity or the ramifications, both medically and socially, of what it means to be trans. A whole thread about this. So here's the video.
What are you waiting for?
So let me turn it down and then we'll watch it again. So what do you do when your kid comes out as trans? So they throw the blue thing and then she hugs her kid. And like anybody watch this video obviously knows that she's talking about the teenager over here that's trans, not this little girl. She's not hugging the little girl. It has nothing to do with the little girl whatsoever. They're just fucking lying. 100% lying, pretending like they're talking about this little girl because lies is all they fucking have. They have no shame, no morals, no integrities, no scruples, nothing. Just a rotten fucking hole where their soul should be. And of course, the people that made the video pointed it out. They're lying. They're lying. He is 2 years old. He is not trans. This makes me sick to my stomach. This video is referring to my transgender son who is 15. You fucking liars. But they know, folks. They know they're lying. They got caught out by lying by the person who made the video, and the video is still fucking up because they don't care. The people that follow them don't care. The people that follow them and comment, who could just read the thread and see that it's a lie, won't read the thread. They'll just see the video and it already backs up their preconceived notions and just lets them to continue their hatred and bigotry, which is all it's fucking about. And that is, no, that's not my trash world. Okay, I'm still going. Thought that was the end of it. I don't know why I have trash world here twice. Anyway, that on trash world. Oh yeah. And now the big thing they're doing is they're trying to make it look like somehow us on the left are supporting the shooter in the latest Tennessee school shooting. This meme says, how could the right support Kyle Rittenhouse? Don't they know he killed people? And then we're crying and then, oh my God, the trans shooter shot the school. She's so awesome or he's so awesome or whatever. But no, there's literally zero people, zero trans people, zero left-wing people who have supported the Nashville shooter. None of us. We've all called it out. We've all called for, like, he's already dead, but wishing that horrible things would happen in the afterlife if that existed. 0% are supporting this person. But they have to lie. They have to make up shit to get outraged by. Because the real shit doesn't exist. If they had real shit, they'd be posting it, folks. There's a reason it's all fucking lies. It's all they fucking got. This is who they are. Meanwhile, the people real concerned about your children being sexualized ain't got shit to say when stuff like this is going on at the Taylor Swift concert. Here is Mom and Dad. Yeah, look at Mom and Dad getting it. Yeah, little bump and grind. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. Yeah, the Taylor Swift concert. Just rubbing her booty all over his dick, all in front of the kids. Imagine if these were transgender people. It'd be all over YouTube. Every right-wing influencer would be talking about it. This stuff happens every day in the straight community. Crickets, because they don't actually give a fuck about any of this. They're only bigots. Yeah, what the fuck, right? And then to finish us off, folks, now this is more cringy than anything else. That's not finishing. I don't know why I keep saying this at the end of it. This is more cringy than anything else, folks. Apparently this went super viral. 100% this guy is a conservative, folks. Imagine marrying this winner. Run, girl, run!
Only two things are required to keep me happy. Keep my belly full and my balls empty. So you're amazing at half of it. We really need to get you some cooking lessons. Even when my belly isn't full, there is no one I could ever love more in this lifetime, unless I actually get a chance to meet Margot Robbie. Since the beginning, I was always told life gets even better when the kids fall asleep and you tell me to come to the bedroom. Nothing's better than the sound of gagging and headboard slamming.
Michael.
P.S. Since you're so good at making decisions like marrying me, you can choose whether tonight's going to end with being a toaster strudel or a Twinkie.
Good God. What the fuck? Okay. Yeah. Like, you get whatever you deserve. Like, marry him. Good luck to you. I'm sure it's going to go swimmingly. Trash of the highest fucking order. And then on the trash front, guys, maybe I'll show you this on the last show where this fucking hero stood up, spoke out against all these school shooting, and this Republican come up to reply to him with the dumbest fucking reply. Remember this?
Freaking cowards. They're gutless. They're not here. I'm talking about gun violence.
You know, there's never been.
I'm talking about gun violence.
In a school that allows teachers to
carry guns.
What a great point. There's never been a school shooting in a school where teachers were allowed to carry guns. So even if this was true, this would be a bullshit point. That'd be a very small amount of schools that actually allow that. So yes, it hasn't happened there yet, but that doesn't mean school shootings wouldn't happen still if teachers were allowed to have guns. And like, even if that was true, then all that would mean is that these shooters would move on to other places that are not schools, just murder us all at fucking Walmart, which is also bad. But the crazy thing is, that's not even goddamn true. The very shooting he was talking about, the teachers were armed, apparently. According to the Tennessean, Nashville school shooting update. School employees say staff members carry guns. Nick Gray, Diana Leva, Craig Shoup, Kristen Fiskus, Rachel Wagner, Melissa Brown, Andreas Humbles, Josh Keat, and Keith Sharon. The doors were locked. The teachers had firearms. Tennessee expanded firearm access, and the police arrived in minutes. Still, 6 people died. So even if your stupid goddamn talking point were true, which is not, it would still be bad, but it's not fucking true. They don't care. They don't care about our kids. They worship guns. That is their God, and that will always be their fucking God. Because it's a goddamn trash world, and that is my trash world for tonight. What do you think about that? Dead as sexes. Prosecute, shout out the NRA. Hell yeah, put them all in fucking jail. Whoops, I know, right? But it won't have any bearing on his opinion and talking points in the future. He'll still say the same bullshit because they're not held accountable for their lies. The right does not have any accountability. That was his mom officiating the wedding. Oh, that's even worse. Great job you did there on your son. Trash all the way down. Divorce, annulment, even better. Just don't sleep with him on the wedding night and have that shit annulled. Cringe, I know, right? Definitely fucking trashy. I told you, folks. We're in the sewer now. They all float down here and move right along. It's time for some very short, very quick what the fuck. WT fuck. What the fuck? And first off, on tonight's what the fuck? Anti-chud porn crusader and Florida Sunday school teacher arrested while downloading child porn. Shocker! I wonder if he was a drag queen. He wasn't. Oh boy, can't believe it. On the evening of March 15th, FBI agents smashed open the door to the home of Michael Dolce, a West Palm Beach lawyer who had advocated for and represented sexual abuse survivors for the past 20 years. Armed with 3 warrants, the agents did not have to search long to find what they were looking for. They discovered Dolce actively downloaded child pornography using peer-to-peer software, the Department of Justice alleges. A longtime Sunday school teacher who was once one of the state's most prominent advocates for reforming sexual abuse statutes, Dolce is behind bars awaiting his arraignment, scheduled for mid-April. He's facing a child porn possession charge that carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison. Dolce, 53, earned national recognition for his work to end the statute of limitations for child sexual battery cases in the Sunshine State and was eventually named one of the America's 500 leading lawyers for his work defending child sex abuse victims. Authorities found multiple windows open on the laptop that included or led them to the illicit material. One subfolder titled Sweetie featured an additional subfolder titled Sweet Pedal Stars, which featured child erotica and child pornography images with the added watermark Pedal Stars. Federal authorities say Dolce was using a BitTorrent to anonymously download the images and videos of female child victims estimated to be between 5 to 8 years old, 6 to 10 years old, and 9 to 11 years old. Before his arrest, attorney Michael Dolce built a reputation for handling high-stakes cases and taking uncompromising stances, not only on sexual offenders, but on those who enabled him. Let's have a look at this pedophile.
Agents say they searched Michael Dolce's West Palm Beach apartment March 15th and found him actively downloading child pornography when they burst in. The arrest affidavit does not say what led agents to Dolce. It says when agents announced themselves,
I'm guessing it's because he was downloading shit on BitTorrent. What is wrong with you people? Like, even if you were a pedophile, if you act upon it, you are going to get caught. You fucking morons. You better keep that shit to yourself or don't get arrested. Keep getting arrested. Fucking whatever.
Come to the door, so they made forcible entry, saying he was lying awake in a bed with a laptop open. On that laptop, the affidavit says were almost 2,000 images of child pornography and erotica, featuring mostly girls, many under age 12, some as young as 5. Agents say Dolce used peer-to-peer software to download the images. Dolce has been interviewed many times across the country about child sex abuse and told WPBF 25 News he himself was a victim when he was about 7 years old.
Way to perpetuate it.
He has also advocated for the repeal of all statute of limitations in child sexual battery cases. A spokesperson for Cohen Milstein sends this statement. The firm is stunned and saddened by these appalling allegations. Mike?
Totally. Not a single right-wing influencer covering this story. Not a single boycott. Nobody firebombing the law firm. Nothing, zero zilch, because they don't care about the raped children. Not even a little bit. It's all fake, folks. All 100% fake. And lastly, on what the fuck, man, like, I almost didn't want to cover this story, folks. One of the most American stories ever. Once again, I always say this, but cruelty is the point. So this is a story about a little girl who raped, raped, God damn it. Get your mind out of the gutter, Dusty. Who raised a little goat for 4-H. Let me just read it. Every day for 3 months, Jessica Long's young daughter walked and fed her goat, bonding with a brown and white floppy-eared animal named Cedar. But when it was time for Cedar to be sold and slaughtered to the Shasta District Fair last year, the 9-year-old just couldn't go through with it. My daughter sobbed in her pen with her goat, Long wrote the Shasta County Fair's manager on June 27th. The barn was mostly empty, and at the last minute, I decided to break the rules and take the goat that night and deal with the consequences later. Long purchased the goat for her daughter to enter into the 4-H program with the Shasta District Fair. Children are taught how to care for the farm animals. The animals are then entered in an auction to be sold and then slaughtered for meat purposes in hopes of teaching children about the work and care needed to raise livestock and provide food as farmers and ranchers do. So long story short, she decided she didn't want the goat to die. She took it home, and then the people at the 4-H demanded that the goat be slaughtered still to teach her a lesson. They sent the cops, like, was it 50 miles away, 500 miles away, whatever it was, to capture the goat, to search for it, to do a search warrant, find the goat so they could kill it, to teach this child a fucking lesson, folks. Just pure goddamn evil. No heart, no emotion, no caring whatsoever. And yeah, I guess they did teach her a lesson. I guess now she knows how this world is. Now she knows the world's shit. Great fucking job. Steal her heart, steal her soul, break her down so she could be disappointed for the fucking rest of her life. Amazing. Every person involved in this, including every goddamn cop that didn't refuse to go along with this, should be fired. Of course, they won't. They won't. Nobody will probably be held accountable because why fucking would they? They're right. This is how the world is. It's garbage all the way down, and that's my what the fuck section. Sorry to bring you down. Yeah, traumatize her for no fucking reason. Why not? You know, why not? Who cares? America. We too worried bombing fucking drag queen story hour to do fucking anything about it. Distracted by the dumbest goddamn bullshit constantly in this fucking sewer planet. 4-H's works in the Boy Scouts. Yep. Not surprised. All right. Move right along, folks. Time is it? Hell yeah. Making good time here. Let's do some Beyond Parody. Beyond Parody! And this is not your grandfather's Republican Party, folks. It was never good. It was always embarrassing, always full of cretins and con artists. But what the Republican Party has come to now, what it has become, is beyond anything I could have ever imagined. So here's a MAGA rapper, Fushka Majija. I don't know what the fuck his name is. Don't care. Good God, look at this mouth breather. Look at this absolute waste of space. The worst fucking genetics on the planet. Imagine being on this fucking side of the political aisle and not being incredibly embarrassed all the goddamn time. And he's with Lady MAGA, who is a pick-me, wants to ensure all the other bigots, I'm not actually a drag queen. Well, he's 100% a drag queen. Yes, I'm using he pronouns because that's what he uses. 100% a drag queen, but I'm not one of them. And no matter how much you beg for them to love you, how much you scrimp and bow to be part of the conservative shithead group, they're never going to accept you. This is just fucking pathetic.
Let's say drag queen going to middle school. Oh, those people are disgusting. They are perverts. I am so sick of seeing videos of drag. I don't even call myself a drag queen. I'm just a costume artist. You people are in libraries, in first grade, stripping, wearing thongs. You are disgusting. And I'm just so tired of
It's definitely happened. Aren't they going in your first graders class and stripping and wearing thongs for them? Definitely happening. Totally not making this up in order to scapegoat other drag queens.
So, I've walked away from the whole alphabet movement. I am not LGBTQIA+. I am not genderqueer. How many genders are there? 2. Okay. Yeah. 2 genders. And I am not a woman. I'm a costume artist. I do Prince Charming, and I do Lady MAGA USA, and I do parties, and I have a lot of fun. Grown-ups. But, grown-ups, that's the word. Yeah.
I mean, you're clearly just a shameless con person, right? Trying to lean into the MAGA grift in order to make money because, like, nature abhors a vacuum where there's money to be made. There's always grifters and shitheads who will pop up and fill that vacuum, and that's all this person is doing, just below contempt. But what do you expect from trash humans? And sort of funny, sort of feel bad for this person. So this is a cis woman born with a vagina assigned female at birth and decided to transition to male and then didn't like it, decided to detransition. And like I said, nature abhors a vacuum. Whenever there's a place to make money, con people will flock to that space to make money. And now a big space to make money is from detransitioners who want to shit on anybody who dares try to get gender affirming care, which the vast majority of trans people, non-binary people who get gender affirming care are very happy with it. Very few detrans, but there are a few of them who regret it. And they've realized that by jumping into the space, they can make money by trying to make it hard for all other trans people to get the same care that they demanded for themselves. So Now she is going public to speak out against transitioning. Nobody should be allowed to transition because she didn't like it. On this Trans Day of Visibility, please watch this brave young girl speak out about the most uncomfortable thing. Unfortunately for you, you've decided to throw your lot in with hateful fucking bigots. I wonder how that's going to go. Well, exactly like you would expect it to, they're all calling her a man. That is not a girl. Listen to this brave middle-aged man. That's a guy. Yeah, totally cool. You get what you fucking deserve. That's a guy. I'm listening to a man. Sir, that's a cisgendered man, but it's not, from the crew who can always tell. But I don't feel sorry for you. You lay down with dogs, you get fleas. Might want to look into some medication for that. And then on the Beyond Parody section. So clearly this kid is on the spectrum, right? They have some kind of, either a learning disability or they have autism or something. So I'm not specifically trying to make fun of them here. I'm only pointing this out because of the cringe of it. So this is someone who's clearly listening to Andrew Tate, who just got out of jail, which is fine. I mean, he was in jail for like 3 months without any charges. You can't hold somebody in jail indefinitely without charging them. So like, it's fine. He's out of jail, whatever. But this is the kind of message that these young kids are getting from Andrew Tate. And a lot of them don't have the mental capability to understand Andrew Tate is not somebody you should look up to. He has more of a professional wrestling persona where he's trying to be a bad guy on purpose. It's not something to admire. It's not something to try to emulate. So here this kid is standing up to his teacher and telling his teacher to shut up because he is such an alpha male, he does whatever he wants. Cringe warning for those susceptible to cringe-induced injuries. Be careful.
Getting out of hands these days.
I've had enough of this. This punishment stuff is going to stop.
You're not going to tell me what I'm going to do and not do?
I am now the alpha.
Bro. That's not how this works. I am the teacher.
The alpha takes priority over the teacher. Okay. The alpha takes priority over everything. Do you not know how that works?
The teacher is telling the alpha to sit in this seat right now.
And the alpha doesn't have to listen to orders from its lower.
Well, you don't have to listen, but the consequences that follow are going to still apply to the alpha.
The alpha doesn't take punishment.
Let's see how well that works out.
Yeah, let's see how that works for you, Mr. Alpha. Isn't he an alpha, folks? Totally. Definitely a real thing that exists in this universe. Yikes. And yeah, stop. I did. And then, one more on Beyond Parody. And as always, can't have a Beyond Parody without Hi-Yo, Kermit the Fraud, Jordan Peterson, and dude, Buckaroo Benzo's back on the pills again. This time he is freaking out against obvious April Fool's Day jokes. He quoted or retweeted an obvious April Fool's joke from the Western Standard. One lane along the 8,000-kilometer highway will be repurposed for motor vehicles to bicycles and other human-powered transportation. So even if this were true, it's not, but even if it were true, I mean, so it's people riding by. Who cares? But Jordan Peterson hates bikes and shit. Don't try to figure it out. He's all mad about this April Fool shit. And he's like, this idiot country. Yeah, it's the country that's an idiot, not you that doesn't know obvious April Fool's jokes. This idiot country is sheathed in ice 7 months of the year. And the Trans-Canada Highway, an underdeveloped national disgrace, is 5,000 miles long. Is there nothing so stupid you won't do, Justin Trudeau? Yeah, it is you that's stupid. And folks, it's still up. It got 5.6 million views for this, 7,700 likes, been told over and over again. This is a April Fool's joke he responded to, and it's still up because they don't care. They literally don't care if they lie or they're embarrassed because they know no matter what he does, the cult's still going to love him. They're still going to back him up. In fact, in their mind, it's real. Even if they know it's not real, it's still real because daddy said so. That's how pathetic these motherfuckers are. lowest of the low, and that is my beyond parody. I have a motorcycle, but not a bike. Dangerous. Wear your helmet. Thick as a plank. Yeah, that sounds cool. I wouldn't mind. Sounds all right to me. Bless this little hard beta. Jesus fucking Christ. I know all of it all the time. Always. And last chance to get in your super chats before halftime, folks. If you want it to be read at halftime, get it in. Support the show. You know you want to. Please help out. But now, gonna do some woke panic. I forgot to load up. Let's see if I got it here. Here we go. Little section I like to call And first off, on tonight's woke panic. Guys, remember the chick that wrote a whole book about how wokeness is destroying our society, and then she was asked live on television to define woke, and she froze up and became a meme because of it? Of course you do. It was hilarious. I'm going to shrink myself a little bit so you guys can see better over here. Way better. All right, cool. Woke has long been a hobgoblin of the MAGA set, but in recent weeks, its definition has taken the spotlight in more mainstream spaces. This was due in part to an unfortunate interview Mandel did to promote the book, in which she could not define woke. Days later, Meadow wrote an article explaining, I was asked to define woke, my humiliation went viral, wherein she accused one of the hosts of the Faithful show of calling her a breeder off air, thus tricking her so intensely that she couldn't define a key term about which she had written a whole book about. Stolen use definition of woke, like it's a relationship to fact and critical analysis, is slippery. So I guess I won't read the whole thing, but basically the gist of it is she wrote a whole book on it, and the book never defines the word woke. Of course it doesn't. Just fear-mongering. It is just a buzzword that means anything they want it to scare old people with and try to get votes. Their whole political playbook. I'm interested to see if this actually works, folks. It didn't seem to work in the last election, the general elections. Let's see if it works in the main primary presidential election. I'm hoping the country's smarter than this, but I have no faith in America at this point, so we'll see what the fuck happens. And then... over at the Country Music Awards, apparently they had some drag queens, and oh, hell no, conservatives are mad as shit because you can't have drag queens at country music shows. All the drag queens going down, and what do they know about drag queens? That checks out. Anyway, in what this is like drag performance with pride colors at tonight's Country Music Awards. No. And this ownage that got 5,495 likes. If it was normal, they would need to normalize it. Yeah, isn't that a great argument? Hey, if interracial marriage was normal, we wouldn't have had to normalize it. Hey, if civil rights were normal, we wouldn't have had to normalize it. Yeah, it's a great point you're making there, dipshits. Jake Schild's one of the worst human beings on earth, and he literally gets paid to get punched in the head for a living. Not good for you. Don't recommend it. Says everything in the West is gay. Even our churches and country music. Hey, you're in the West, Jake. Are you gay? I just outed Jake Schild's, y'all. Anyway, they all freaking out about it, and it's beautiful. I love your tears. Delicious. Cry more, noobs. Mostly still stuck in the mud, stuck in the past. Troglodytes and dinosaurs, but hey, you can't stop progress, even in the country community, so cool. And then the next thing that they're all scared about and pissed off about is Bud Light gave Dylan Mulvaney some branded beer. Yeah, like I actually saw the commercial that they put out, and it was kind of cringe. I'll show it to you in a minute. But Bud Light says packed with trans activists. Dylan Mulvaney helps authentically connect with audiences. Now, obviously, I'm just going to go out and say Bud Light don't give a fuck about trans people. Bud Light could not give a shit about progressing our society. The only thing Bud Light cares about is selling more Bud Light. Why are they doing this? Because I'm talking about Bud Light right now, and free advertising. They know that if they troll people, they play into this, that it'll be all over the fucking internet. And people like won't even remember it's Bud Light. They just see Bud Light. They'll be like, oh, and they see it at the store. They're like, I'm going to buy me some Bud Light. They won't even connect the two things. People's minds are like goldfish, right? Easy to brainwash them with this kind of advertisement. But anyway, I'm here for it because I love when they troll the rightoids. So here's the Bud Light they gave her. I guess she made her own little video showing off the Bud Light cans. And like, I actually think this is kind of cringy, this video. I don't even get this video, but the fact that it upsets them is kind of funny to me.
The estimated hold time is now less than 96 minutes.
Why is she in the bathtub in her clothes? What is even happening right now? I don't know. I don't like any of this. This is all dumb, but regardless, it's making conservatives mad, so I'm here for it anyway. So, yeah, they all pissed off, folks. Mike Crispy, boycott Bud Light and never drink it again, ever. Done. Matt Walsh, the good news is that Bud Light tastes like rainwater that someone siphoned out of a tin bucket, so it should be very easy to boycott. I mean, that's all beer. Beer is not good. Does not taste good, in my opinion. Wine spritzers, like fruity water mixed with wine, delicious. Robbie Starbuck, I have never wanted a drink less than this. For all those asking, Bud Light seriously didn't do a deal with this guy that pretends to be a girl, did they? Yeah, they did. And I apologize in advance for the nausea. Hey, cry more, throw up. Such a shame. Bud Light not getting any more money from me anymore. Yeah, there you go. I mean, you've already given them your money. Why not just drink it? Pouring it out does nothing. That's just wasted drugs, dude. Party foul. So, love to see them mad. Pissing themselves. Somebody changed their diaper stat. And, yep. I do love a good troll. Robbie Starbuck, message to conservative families from the Bud Light seems to be, we will encourage and even celebrate the erasure of men and women. Oh, doesn't this erase women and men somehow? Totally. I'm erased. I don't even exist anymore. My manhood is gone because of this can of Bud Light, I guess. They've gone totally woke. Oh, no. Will you ever spend your money with them now? No, but I wasn't going to spend my money with them anyway. And free advertising, millions and millions and millions of free views for Bud Light, which is all it's all about. It's all they did it, but at least it's funny because you guys are crying about it. And did you guys see this cringe ass shit? Douchebag going to Target to point out all the wokeness in the boys' clothes because, oh my God, rainbows, y'all, little boys can't wear rainbows. God made men and women, and it's up to this guy to stand up for what God wants and to teach us all how evil our woke ways are.
Hey, what's up, guys? Here I am in Target, my local Target, right? Check this
Loser.
out. So we're in the boys section, guys. Boys clothes section. I want to show you over here. This is the clothing you have for boys.
Okay.
Dinosaurs are cool, right?
Yeah.
There's a big rainbow.
Okay, that's cute.
We're not going to stop there. We got a cloud, hula hooping with a rainbow.
Cool.
What's this? Trucks are cool, right?
Uh-huh.
Picking up a rainbow. Why
awesome.
are we picking up a rainbow, guys? Why is this boys clothing?
Because it's for children. What do you want them picking up? Skulls? Crossbones? Booties? What do you want? And also, you know who the wokest person in the history of mankind is? God. God literally invented the rainbow, according to you morons. It was his special symbol to us, explaining why he's not going to murder all the rest of us anymore with a flood. Instead, he's going to murder us with, I don't know, fire and brimstone or some shit, but never a flood again. It was God. This is biblical as shit. Why do you guys hate the Bible? But anyway, cry more. Love to see it. And that is my woke panic for this week. And folks, do you love my show? Yes or no? Check one. Well, if you do, please consider supporting me on Patreon. I need it. Patreon has dropped a little bit. It always happens at the beginning of the month. It's to be expected. But we have the after party with Dusty Smith. We're going to do a special after party tonight. We're going to do another Dusty Happy show to cheer you guys up. We're going to take a look at only happy stories. in the after party tonight. So be sure to join us. All levels of patron are invited to the after party, including all of the Dust Buddies. Check the community section of YouTube if you're a Dust Buddy for the link to tonight's after party. And be sure to join me, whatever you can afford. But if you can afford more, please donate more. Most of the money goes, not most of the money, a lot of it goes to the Human Society of Mississippi Animal Sanctuary, where we take care of dogs and cats. I rescued them, but like some of it just goes to me to keep the lights on and help out my mom and her old folks home and whatnot. So like if you can't help, if you like my free content, I'm begging, please help. I'm sorry to have to ask. It feels bad. It feels wrong. I dislike it, but what you gonna do? And all right, super chat time. Let's see what we got over here in the super chat section. Show me the trees. Much love. I will. Later. I haven't put it together yet, Parker, but it's like literally right behind the green screen. It's like right there in the middle of my fucking room, ready to be put together, Parker. So it's gonna be done. I promise you. Just hadn't had time yet, but they're gonna enjoy the shit out of it. I assure you, I'm going to show it all off. Believe me, you have not been forgotten. And Rebecca Poise, get the 10 Cult of Dusty memberships. Hell yeah, socialism is amazing. So thank you, Rebecca Poise, for your kindness. And those of you who got the 10 gifts, be sure to check the community section of YouTube and join us on tonight's after party. Not going to want to miss that. And you got a Dust Buddy membership, and you got a Dust Buddy membership, and you got it. You all got it. So praise be to Rebecca Poise and Johnny Reboot, FPV. $20, very generous. Longtime stalker, first-time super chatter. Love your work. Keep it up. Now make me immortal. You are immortal, Johnny Robot. Those of you watching this 1,000 years in the future, Johnny Robot existed. Remember him always. Urban Moss, Christian love, telling God and his angels what to do. Lord, we command you. Yeah, don't feed the homeless. That's bad. Thank you, Urban Moss. April S., get a 10 subs. April, the most gorgeous being ever to grace us with her presence on this show. Thank you, April. Hero. And Dancer to Die for $50. Whoa. Wow. Generous as shit. Thank you for being the voice of sanity amid this madness. Hey, thank you for supporting the show. It means a lot. I will do this forever and ever and ever, seeing as I'm never going to die as long as you guys keep supporting it. So thank you, Dancer to Die. Peter Howell, $5 Canadian. Trump should be denied bail. He is both a flight risk and an incitement risk. The kid gloves the legal system handles him with is ridiculous. Yeah, but that's not going to happen. I don't think he's going to go anywhere, folks. I think he's going to try to run for president and try to win so it could be above the law. This is his only shot, so I think that's what he's going to go for. Kelly Gearbox, $5. All 34 charges against Trump are felonies. Hell yeah. Hopefully a bunch of them will stick. And Norman V-Name, once again, hero to the show. Get to 10 Cult of Dusty subs. Thank you for your kindness and your amazingness, Norman. Appreciate you. The Straight Shooter, $9.99. I used to be center-right libertarian. Then I found your show. Thanks, brother man. Hey, no problem. I used to be a Christian conservative, but I'm feeling much better now. We're all in this together. And speaking of the most gorgeous being that ever lived, April S. I'm not just saying that because you give me $100, April. Just a little bit, but mostly because you're awesome. I'm so disgusted with everything. That makes two of us. It makes me feel better to give to those. So here's some socialism. Keep fighting the good fight. I will, April. Once again, you are one of the people. There's a few of you, almost single-handedly, you guys are keeping me in business. So, man, just shout out to you. Please, everybody in chat, give April S some love because she really deserves it for being such a hero to the show. Catalina Gearbox, $10. What up, Catalina? The term woke originated in the black community. It did. And it was supposed to remind them to keep an eye out for discrimination. It is. But always, whenever black people make up a word, they have to demonize it, make it a scare word, because it's very easy to scare old people and white folks with the things black folks say, because racism. Kimberly 1972 can only give you this today. Your $2 coffee. Hell yeah. Thank you, Hubert. It all adds up. Hey, Gibson. Yo, Dusty, don't forget to plug your super thanks. Hell yeah. Those of you who are watching the show on repeat can actually donate too. There's a super thanks button somewhere around the chat, and you can give money to the show right through there. It's like a super chat, and I go through it, and you leave comments to you guys who do, and it's the next best thing to leaving a super chat, so be sure to support the show that way if you can. And also, there's a link in this video for the Patreon, for the PayPal address. If you want to send me direct tips directly to PayPal, that's also a great way to support the show. PayPal takes very little, so that's a good way to help us out. Yo, Dusty, don't forget to plug. I already read that. Just joined the sub club today. Hell yeah, you're one of the cool kids, Maximus. Be sure to spam the chat with impunity. Time to float. Gonna be a buzzword on the show. You guys are gonna hate it, but get used to it. Ever watch Cracked? Especially honest ads? I used to have Cracked magazine. Is that the same thing? It's like the new version of Mad Magazine. Weird Thoughts to us, just a tip. Hell yeah, I'll take the tip. All night long, Weird Thoughts and spooky action at a distance. 11:11, Dusty. I still think you should just clear yourself a church and live tax-free. I could do that, but I have too much morals for that. Actually, like, I don't mind paying taxes, y'all. Somebody has to pay the taxes, right? We know the rich people ain't going to do it. Somebody's got to support the schools. Somebody's got to support the social welfare programs. Somebody's got to build roads, and might as well be me, right? Might as well be all of us. You know, we are all in this together, and it's part of the social contract that we help the next generation coming up, because this country has definitely helped me. I wouldn't be where I am, if it wasn't for the infrastructure I put in place to help me out, and I'm very grateful for it, so I don't mind giving back. But thank you, appreciate it. And all right, more super chats, please. Going to read all the rest of them at the end of the show. So immortalize yourself, help out the greatest show in the history of mankind. Much appreciated. But now, it's Chud Watch. Oop, wrong button. Then make fun of them. Yeah, we do. We started us off on Chud Watch. Apparently, they have new evidence that Trump was hiding documents from the DOJ. Breaking. Trump himself hid documents at Mar-a-Lago, and DOJ has proof, including witness testimony, text, and video footage. The dipshit didn't even turn off his security cameras before he broke the law. Not looking good. After getting the grand jury subpoena, Trump went through docs personally, and then they were moved elsewhere at Mar-a-Lago, including his office. Yep. Router's been covering the story. Justice Department has more evidence of possible Trump obstruction in documents probe, Washington Post reports. So Trump's legal troubles just starting. The New York indictment, I'm guessing it's just the first. There's going to be many to follow. But we shouldn't be surprised, folks, because apparently he was on Hannity last week, and a lot of people missed this, but he directly admitted to doing it. Even Hannity was saying, hey, I don't think you did this. I don't think he would do what they're accusing you of. And then he was like, I did it. And then Hannity immediately tried to move on and help him out because he was admitting to his crimes right there live on television. Let's have a look.
For decades, I can't imagine you ever saying, bring me some of the boxes that we brought back from the White House. I'd like to look at them. Did you ever do that?
I would have the right to do that. There's nothing wrong with it.
But I know you. I don't think you would do it.
Well, I don't have a lot of time, but I would have the right to do that. Right. I would do that. There'd be
nothing. Let me move on.
Oh, shit. Let me move on. No follow-up questions. No follow-up questions. Be quiet, Mr. Orange Cheeto President.
Yeah. This is the Presidential Records Act. I have the right to take stuff. Do you know that they ended up paying Richard Nixon, I think, $18 million for...
Oh, my God, he's admitting he stole classified documents to make money off of. You know his lawyers are like, dude, shut the fuck up. You're literally confessing on live television.
Yeah, they did the Presidential Records Act. I have the right to take stuff. I have the right to look at stuff. But they have the right to talk, and we have the right to talk. This would have all been worked out. All of a sudden, they raided Mar-a-Lago, viciously raided Mar-a-Lago. I have tape, and I gave them tapes. You know, I gave them tapes of storage areas. I gave it to them. I could have held that back. I wasn't holding anything back that I cared about. I gave them tape. But you know the tape they don't want me to reveal? If possible. They've asked me, and I've so far adhered to it. The raid itself.
Wait a minute. I'll take that tape, and I'll air that tape.
Like, I'll take that tape. Yeah, Jack Smith, the DA going to prosecute him for this, just creamed in his pants. Holy shit. Just admit it to it, dude. You going to jail. And then he got on Hannity's show, and he told Hannity that eventually Vladimir Putin was going to take over the entirety of the Ukraine. Because, sure, he's just telling you exactly what he's going to do. Hey, it's going to happen.
I got along with him great. Had I been president, he would have been much better off because he wouldn't have gone into Ukraine. But ultimately, he's going to take over all of Ukraine.
Yeah, ultimately, going to take over all of Ukraine. And if I can help him do it, I will, says Trump. Super cool, amazing. And then, folks, it's finally happening. He turned himself in tomorrow, and he can't believe it. Apparently, they say he shook a little bit. I don't know how he can be shook. I guess he didn't really think they would do it. He tweeting out, I will be leaving Mar-a-Lago on Monday at 12 noon, heading to Trump Tower in New York. On Tuesday morning, I will be going to, believe it or not, the courthouse. America was not supposed to be this way. That's right. America was not supposed to be a place where everybody is held equally accountable for their crimes. We're not supposed to hold rich and powerful people accountable for their crimes. It was never supposed to be this way. There's supposed to be a two-tier justice system where if you're rich, you can get away with anything. What has this country become? He whined. And then the media just in full hysteric, folks. It's like the OJ Bronco chase. They're covering every aspect. His car ride to the airport, the takeoff his airplane, the landing of his airplane, just so foolish. But I'm doing the same thing, I guess. Here he is, driving to the airport, and his legion of cult members lining the roads to celebrate this criminal. Yay! Got a lot of fucking time and money, these people. And yeah, why aren't they at work? Leeches! Got a lot of free time for sure. And yep, it's a cult of stupid, folks. Nothing you can do with these people. Can't talk to them, can't reason with them. There's no logic with these people. We are doomed.
We're all upset over what Bragg did. I mean, he's taken our legal system and politicized it. And that shouldn't be done to Republicans, Democrats, or anybody. This is not going to change us a bit with us. It's going to make him stronger, make us madder and stronger. He's still going to get our vote.
So how long are you planning to be out here?
Are you ready for this? Till the cows come home.
Well, the cows must have come home because they left a little while ago.
Yeah! Till the cows come home. Just jokes. They're such fucking jokes, people. They don't care if he broke the law. They're going to worship him anyway. They really think he's above it. You know, like you said, he could shoot people on Fifth Avenue. And then this tweet resurfaced from 2019. Cat turd. If Trump is arrested, I will eat diarrhea with the spoon. And spoiler alert, he won't. Because nothing conservatives say is true or means anything. No accountability. Their word is the shit that they're not going to eat. And yep. Fox News, and not just Fox News, CNN, everybody, all the news channels right now. All Donald Trump all the time. It's NBC, his motorcade, Fox News motorcade, OAN motorcade, Real America Voice motorcade, just covering it like there's no fucking tomorrow. Those charlatans, you're the hypocrite, not me. And yep. As always, Fox News is beyond parody right now, and I just can't get over how delicious, mwah, 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 for Chef Kiss delicious, the MAGA tears, folks. They're melting down, and it is glorious. Let's all bask in how wonderful this is.
His plane is getting ready to take off now. They are on the move on the tarmac. And this is what we have been watching for. And we don't know what destiny looks like on the other side of this trip when he gets here in New York City. But we do. His plane.
What's going to happen? Our democracy is over because we held a rich person accountable for their crimes. And over at Newsmax, Dick Morris feigning outrage. This is so fucking fake, folks. They have to pretend to be outraged because that's where the ratings lie. Let's look at this bad actor overselling it.
Alvin Bragg, how dare you? How dare you indict a former president of the United States of America? How dare you indict the man who sat in a chair once occupied by George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, Franklin Roosevelt, and Ronald Reagan? How dare you demean the office of the president? How dare you establish the precedent that whenever you lose an election in the United States, you might end up in jail on whatever pretext a partisan prosecutor can find or invent?
Literally, how dare you hold a president accountable for crimes? Don't you know? The president should be above the law. We can't charge them for their crimes. That's a great precedent to send, isn't it? Hey, if you're president, no matter what you do, you can get away with it. So just crime at your convenience, president. And I'm so mad. I'm so angry. No, you're not, dipshit. It's all so goddamn fake. And then Judge Juicebox over in Fox News about to cry about it.
A sad day when I watched the president both get on the plane and then deplane in New York City. I couldn't help but say to myself, you know, this is the president of the United States who's being forced by a prosecutor who said he would get him to go to the Manhattan Criminal Court to be booked and mugged.
I mean, he literally has a tower over there. He did, right? Isn't he from New York? What's the big deal about that?
Fingerprinted to be brought in for an arraignment by a judge and,
like a criminal?
you know, and forced to, you know, say whether he pleads guilty. It's just stunning to me.
Definitely.
I mean, I spent my whole career doing this. So I just think it's a very, very sad day for the country. Now,
no, it's the opposite of that. It's a glorious day that everybody has held equal under the law, finally. And the fact that you guys are mad about it just proves how good it is. And then Jack Piece of Shit Big also crying. The world is over as we know it, guys.
So we're looking now at this footage of President Trump as he's going up the stairs to Mar-a-Lago. Excuse me, up the stairs to Trump Force 1. Left Mar-a-Lago for Trump Force 1. The plane is taxiing off right now on its way.
Oh no, not the plane.
To New York City.
Not his private jet.
He waved.
I can't believe it.
He waved once.
He waved.
To the cameras.
Waved.
To the crowd.
He waved.
And in a sense, he's waving goodbye.
He's waving goodbye.
To the republic that once was.
To America.
He's waving goodbye to the country that we were.
It's over.
We are a new country now. And it's as simple as that.
A billionaire was held accountable slightly. Not even yet. He hasn't even been convicted yet, but he's been slightly held accountable for something. It's over. When billionaires can be held accountable, this country has ended.
New country now, and we are in uncharted waters. Gavin, what's your takeaway, man?
Look, I think he's optimistic. He's in good spirits, considering everything that he's facing right now. You know, I think he's in good physical shape. He didn't trip up. Our current.
Yeah, he's in super good shape. The peak of physical health, not morbidly obese in any way, that Donald Trump. And then over on OAN, let's just watch Pretty Girl whine about it.
He's doing good. I mean, considering everything, because he knows he's done nothing wrong here, and this is just an extension of the greatest witch hunt of all time.
Definitely.
But he is very concerned.
Why are her nostrils so tiny? How do you breathe out of those things? I'm sorry.
Obviously, for our country, and that's what's so sad about this. I mean, we have now crossed this Rubicon of no longer being a constitutional republic. We are a banana republic, a third world nation that just locks up its political opponents on sham charges. So it's a very
definitely sham charges. I didn't finish the clip. Damn it. I was too focused on her nostrils.
Troubling time, and the president, you know, is very concerned about this. He's the strongest person, I think, in the country. He's the most courageous person I've ever met.
Definitely. Isn't Donald Trump the strongest person in the country? Isn't Donald Trump the most courageous person we've ever had? I mean, the reality is so far from what we're actually experiencing. How can you even communicate with these people? It's like space aliens.
That's certainly something, because he's the most popular incumbent president in the history of our country.
That's a shame.
But they don't care. You know,
we don't care.
They know they can't beat him. That's why they're going down this path.
We already beat him. He was beaten, thoroughly beaten. So, yeah, just caught in the highest order. Pretty Girl didn't even speak. Damn. Had to listen to Tiny Nostrils. And as always, over there on Patriot.win, Trump's #1 website, the far right is calling for bloody civil war after Trump indictment. Yeah. They're like, this cannot go unpunished. One member of the rapidly pro-Trump message board, the Donald, wrote Thursday night, the DA needs to pay dearly. None of this will stop unless there's blood in the streets, another poster wrote. In Trump's own statement, the former president called the indictment a political persecution. The whole trans terrorist thing must have been polling badly, so they decided to indict Trump based on the testimony of a lying Jew and lying whore, one influencer neo-Nazi account on Telegram wrote, alongside an AI-generated image of a tattooed topless Trump in a prison yard. So, yep. Under a post with a photo of Bragg captioned, "Fat piece of shit," another user commented, "There once was a time when he would have been lynched for much less." Super cool. Talking about lynching a black person who's not doing what you want them to do. Definitely not racist. "Can't we put a bounty on Bragg's head? Time to fight lawlessness with lawlessness," one user wrote. In response, someone said, "Hey man, a lot of us are thinking the same thing, but if I said what you said really happened, I'd be charged with terroristic threats." Another added, "The unjustified prosecution of the president Trump is state terrorism. Respond to terrorism with terrorism." So, yeah, that was only a few of the many violent calls to action over on the Trump blogosphere. So exactly what he wanted. He's trying to instigate it. He's trying to sow stochastic terrorism in our country. Hopefully it won't happen. Hopefully these guys are just full of shit and keyboard warriors. But hey, they did it before. Who knows? They might do it again. And apparently because Trump is going public talking shit about the judge is going to order a gag order on him, which is exactly what you would expect to happen when he's trying to rile up the country against the judge. And we know that he's riled up people before and they've gone and committed violence. And they specifically said, hey, he riled us up. We went and committed violence because we thought that's what he wanted us to do. So gag this motherfucker. But apparently Judge Janine is claiming it is not constitutional.
Answer your question. I suspect the judge will definitely issue a gag order. The question is, however, whether or not that gag order in this particular case will be constitutional.
It will be.
Because you also have a former president running for president of the United States.
Right.
Can you gag a presidential candidate?
Yes. You can stop him from talking about this particular case. Absolutely.
Can you gag someone where,
you can.
Almost 50% of the country thinks it's a political prosecution.
Not
so
true.
Everyone thinks it's political by a guy who, when he was running, said, "I'll get him." And then, you've got a judge who's got to say to himself, this really isn't constitutional. I'm not sure it is.
Well, it's constitutional. He gonna get gagged the fuck. And maybe you should gag yourself another box of wine and shut the fuck up, Janine. And then Larry Elder, who is 70 years old, who lived through Jim Crow segregation, Rosa Parks arrest, MLK assassination, and didn't live through slavery, but he's going to claim that this is the worst thing he's ever seen. I guess that's true. I guess he didn't live through slavery. Maybe I can't count that. But anyway, lots of bad things happen. 9/11, all kinds of stuff. But no! The indictment of Trump, the worst thing he's ever seen in the Republic.
Now, all of a sudden, charges are being brought. Talk about a double standard. This is probably the most egregious thing I've ever seen in the history of our republic.
Totally.
Totally,
folks. He's just not exaggerating, overdoing it, playing to the camera. It's the worst thing ever. A rich person was held accountable. Clutch your pearls. More sluts. Let her hear him cry. And then over on the right-wing broadcaster vlogosphere, they're just outright calling for the murder of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. Because why not? It's their go-to. Hey, whenever our side is held accountable for anything, let's just call for the death of people who have not been charged with crimes.
Every single one of you that's wearing a badge and a gun, be forewarned. We, the people, are rising.
Back to blue, huh?
Serve us.
Sooner or later.
Serve us.
That's a threat.
It's not sooner or later. It's now.
Step up, motherfucker.
It's April 1st, 2023.
Do it. You first, do it.
And it's not
Tough
by
guy.
my choice.
Tough guy, do it.
I'm escalating things.
Good, do it. Don't just use your words. Go out there and do it, motherfucker. Now, obviously, I'm not really calling for him to do it. I'm calling his bluff because this fucking doughy-ass piece of shit is just trying to instigate other people into committing violence while he sits on his fucking ass and rakes in the goddamn money.
Because they're escalating, taking away my freedom. I wanted to wait till 2024. But no, they want to meddle in my election in 2023. Not sooner or later. Now, I'm lighting the candle. Will you join me?
No, I won't.
This is Ceausescu. He was escorted out. And he was brought by the military, who refused to fire upon the squad anymore, on the crowd anymore. and the police stood down, and the military stood down. You in the military, you need to work for us and protect us.
No, we don't. They work for the American people.
Ceausescu was taken to the concrete wall and executed as a symbol of what I'm talking about. I want to set up a scenario where the military and the police have no choice but to execute Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, through proper process. I'm not in charge of that.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I'm in charge of.
Nothing.
My vote. And I think I share a lot in common with 150 million other people that don't want
You're all
communism.
garbage. You're right about that. You're all trash. Stupid.
And if we come together and we say that the military and police are to set up a law that requires when you get overthrown by we the people and a constitutional restoration happens, that you should be swiftly brought to a concrete wall and hold a little hearing and fire away. I hope that you listen to the people.
Man, you guys are so lucky that we don't actually treat traitors the way you're calling for us to treat traitors. Because you guys are the one who are trying to overthrow the government and install Trump as a dictator, overturn the will of the people. You're so fucking lucky that we are more kind and forgiving than you are, because every single one of you will get what you're calling for. But luckily, we have the rule of law, and we are more empathetic than you are, and you only get like a little jail time for it instead of a shot like you're calling for. Just violent rhetoric. They know what they're doing. They're trying to instigate it. And shockingly, on Fox News, every once in a while, they tell the truth a little bit about something. Here they are admitting that regardless of what all these right-wing bloggers and influencers are saying, and even Trump himself, it is a crime what he's been charged with.
There is a lot of false information flying around about what's gone on here. I've heard this isn't a crime. It is a crime. Donald Trump was an unindicted co-conspirator in what happened with Michael Cohen. He was not prosecuted because he was president of the United States of America. I went back and I looked at the FEC's report on this. The general counsel said it explicitly that this was an illegal campaign contribution. So the choice was not to prosecute, not that something was not done that was inappropriate and was a crime. His own DOJ said unindicted co-conspirator. He was individual number one in all of those papers that came out. There is.
Yep. Eat it, fuckos! Regardless of what you want to admit, it's a crime. And like got charged like 30 felonies or something, I think. Not looking great. And then somebody happened to notice that Mike Pence's take on this seems to be very carefully scripted. Here are the people that call us NPCs because we repeat all the same lines all the time. Tell me this motherfucker did write out exactly what he's going to say and is not sticking very carefully to his script. Unoriginal piece of shit.
Well, I think the unprecedented indictment of a former president of the United States on a campaign finance issue is an outrage. I think the unprecedented indictment of a former president of the United States for a campaign finance issue is an outrage. Well, no, look, Neil, the unprecedented indictment of a former president of the United States on a campaign finance issue is outrageous. And it appears to for millions of Americans to be nothing more than a political prosecution. I think millions of Americans looking on see this for what it is. It's a political prosecution. And I think it's clear to the overwhelming majority of the American people that this is nothing short of a political prosecution that's driven by a prosecutor who literally ran for office on the pledge to indict the former president, by a Manhattan DA who literally campaigned for office on a pledge to indict the former president, by a Manhattan DA who literally campaigned on bringing charges against one particular American.
Man, Cotton Hill is lame as fuck. What a cardboard motherfucker. Just so unoriginal. All fucking theater, folks. And then at least we have the good liars to cheer us up, but this is also pretty depressing. Here is a Trump supporter out at a rally just saying the quiet part out loud, folks.
What do you think about woke culture? It's what everyone's talking about. I think it's a bunch of crap. They're trying to change what our children think in the schools.
What would you like to see happen?
I'd like to get back like it was in the 60s.
Before all the civil rights stuff?
Before all the civil rights stuff.
So you would like to see things go back to before the civil rights movement?
Oh, yes.
Of course he would. Yeah, oh, yes.
You know, where people have their freedom in this country.
Well, certain groups didn't have as much at the time, right?
Right. They didn't have as much at the time. But we still got to get back where this country stands up for this country.
What do you think about
Yeah, he knows it, yeah.
woke culture?
Sure, they didn't have as much freedom, but we got to get back there anyway because they were black folks and brown folks. Got to get back to where the white man was in complete control of everything before civil rights. Just yikes. But hey, that's the opinion of so many of them, folks. At least he has the guts to say what so many of them believe and are thinking. And then they just straight up calling for every other Republican to drop out of the race and let their daddy Trump take the nomination. Where's your loyalty to this cult? Got to be mindlessly, blindly loyal at all times, regardless.
And so I think that all the other candidates, all the other Republican candidates should drop out tonight. They should announce their support for Donald Trump. We should unify as a party, and we should say we are not going to allow this to happen to the United States of America. I think for the people who maybe have been on the fence about Trump, maybe they don't like mean tweets or something, I think they have to understand that you have to stop asking Donald Trump to be a nice guy, because nice guys are what the Democrats want. They want us as Republicans to take this high road somehow. And they don't want a fighter. They don't want someone who is going to come in and change the system. So they keep calling for someone presidential or something. And I think they've got to stop.
Yes, evil Democrats want a decent and presidential president. What are we thinking? We got to fight back against us for wanting somebody good and kind to be in charge of things. Just holy shit. How is Israel alive? But at least they're telling the truth. We're a giant piece of shit. We support a giant piece of shit, and we're proud of it. And then Trump has the worst lawyers in the world. I guess this is all that are left. All the good lawyers won't represent him anymore. So first, here's Trump's attorney, Alina Habba, getting all snippy and shit when she's asked basic questions. She was the one that declared she searched Mar-a-Lago for classified documents and didn't find any, and when she's been asked basic questions by news media, she gonna get all snippy and pretend like she don't want to answer.
Well, I mean, but you looked at the office and the residence, and you did not see any documents?
No, I wasn't looking for classified documents, no. And I think you could read my affidavit, it's public record. No, I was looking for tax documents on another garbage case by Letitia James.
Okay. So in response to a request for a separate legal matter, the Attorney General Letitia James that you just brought up, you swore that on May 5th, 2022, that you diligently search respondent's personal office, meaning Donald Trump's, located at Mar-a-Lago, including all desks, drawers, file cabinets, etc. 6 days later, the DOJ would subpoena Trump for classified documents. If you did a diligent search, Alina, wouldn't you have seen the trove of classified documents that were eventually found there?
No, because if you look at the scope of what I did and what I was looking for, it was not classified documents and it had nothing to do with this case. I was looking for tax documents.
Okay, so even if they were there, you don't think that you would have recognized them. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know, but I know that I'm not in a deposition right now and I'm not going to continue with this conversation. But if you'd like to talk about what's currently happening, such as our corrupt system with AGs and our corrupt system with DAs and how they should all be brought in front of Congress and answer questions, happy to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm not going to answer your questions, even though they're obvious and they should be asked by a fair media. Fuck off! Not the best. And then, folks, I don't know if you saw this one or not, but this one is goddamn golden. This is the kind of shit I literally live for. The mother of all Freudian slips, folks. This is Trump's guy.
State court. So it's virtually impossible for him to prove that felony.
So if this is such a tough case for him to make, why is he bringing it?
Well, I think there's no question about it that he wants to humiliate President Trump. the state court.
I don't think there's anything about it. They want to humiliate President Fraud. Yeah, you think? Boom. Once again, accidentally said the quiet part out loud. That's exactly what he's thinking. President Fraud. They know it, folks. They know he's a fraud. They know he's a criminal, and they don't care. God damn it. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you, glorious universe. Finally, the programmer God is coming through for me. Some comic relief this week. Amazing. All right, I'm going to stick Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm going to skip past Kyle Rittenhouse because fuck that guy. And then, shameless 60 Minutes gave Marjorie Trailer Queen a softball interview, because this is exactly what you would do with fascists. You want to give them lots of primetime coverage and then not hold their feet to the fire. Just allow them to be mainstream, normalize this type of bullshit. So here she is lying her ass off about tweets she herself made. She got a claim here that her staff made this comment about Nancy Pelosi before she even had a staff. She made this before she was running for Congress, had no staff, but they're not going to call her out for it. Because why would they on 60 Minutes?
I apologize to my colleagues. I think apologies are important.
Okay, did you ever apologize to Nancy Pelosi about the bullet to her head?
I didn't say that, so I don't need to apologize for words that weren't mine.
Didn't you like it?
Other people also ran my social media. I don't think I did that.
Are you saying that you don't stand by what's on your social media?
Well, of course I stand for what's on my social media, but at times you're not always in control. We have all kinds of people that work on our social media.
Nobody was working on it. You posted that. But obviously not going to take any kind of responsibility. Not going to own up to it. Not going to apologize. Just, I might have said it, might have not. Who knows? Plausible deniability while they get away with everything. And then here she is, just outright calling Democrats pedophiles, folks, with almost no pushback whatsoever.
And things she says that are over the top, like
the Democrats are a party of pedophiles.
I would definitely say so. They support grooming children.
They are not pedophiles. Why would you say that?
Democrats support, even Joe Biden, the president himself, supports children being sexualized and having transgender surgeries. Sexualizing children is what pedophiles do to children.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, what a pushback. God damn it. I never watched 60 Minutes, but I'm never going to again. Fuck that show. What a garbage job. Yeah, all the priests, youth pastors, fucking kids everywhere. It's the Democrats. At least ask the tough questions if you're going to have them on, folks. And here she is lying again about saying that Parkland was a false flag. Gets fact-checked and just going to lie about it. Very little pushback still.
Shortly after she arrived in Washington, the Democratic-led House ousted her from her committees because of her past endorsement of violence against some Democratic leaders and her history of embracing QAnon that she explained in a speech on the House floor.
I stumbled across something, and this was at the end of 2017, called QAnon. I was allowed to believe things that weren't true, and that is absolutely what I regret. Well, I apologize to my colleagues. I think apologies are important.
Okay, did you ever apologize to Nancy Pelosi about the bullet to her head?
I already played that clip. It's a long clip. It's a 3-minute clip. I don't play the whole thing. You get the gist. They fucked up. Shouldn't have had her on there. What is this one? Oh, yeah, the ratings bomb. So good. Fuck y'all. Apparently, it was like down 30% with the lowest rating programs of 60 Minutes and the last several seasons. So good. Hopefully, you guys go out of business for this type of bullshit. And then, of course, Marjorie Trailer Queen is Johnny on the spot to call Stormy Daniels old and disgusting. Marjorie Trailer Queen. This woman, calling this woman old and disgusting because irony's dead and this bitch killed it. Keep your socks on, Marjorie. Good God, no self-awareness whatsoever. And then she also took the internet today to spread the latest completely bullshit conspiracy theory. I don't know if you guys saw this one, but all of the conservative influencers today are claiming that AOC has a burner account based on zero information. So, of course, the trash of Congress is going to go public and accuse her coworker of something that's obviously not true based on no evidence whatsoever. She's like, this AOC? Zaza Demon is your burner account? Question mark. This is a disturbing name. Excited to see an unhinged trans murder a member of conservative press, Matt Walsh. Yes, that is demonic. So the name fits. Totally. They didn't caught AOC with a burner account. Let's look at this amazing evidence that proves AOC has a burner account. So this claim was brought up by this person, Nico House. He says, yo, AOC has burner accounts. I responded to one of her posts reminding her that she sends money to Nazis, and some random account responded to me speaking in first person as if I attacked them. Then the same person deleted the tweets. Total proof. So this person responded to AOC and said, but you vote to send money to Nazis and to fund the Israeli apartheid. But hey, at least you stood up to a TikTok star. Then some random person responded, LOL, what makes you think that I did anything to support Nazis? You're delusional. We have no idea what this person was responding to. If they just put the word I instead of she, like people have brain farts all the time. Absolutely no idea who this person is or what this is about. But they put the word I here. So proof. This is AOC's account. And then this AOC account also threatened Matt Walsh, which proves that AOC threatened Matt Walsh. Isn't it true, folks? Isn't it true? Here's Matt Walsh calling her out. Matt Walsh says, I came to the conclusion years ago that the trans movement is the greatest evil our country faces. I only become more and more sure of this fact with each passing day and more determined to oppose it until my last breath. And then the Zaza Demon account, who's obviously proven to be AOC, says, you are a hateful little freak and I can't wait until you piss off a trans person that actually is unhinged, as you claim to say they all are. Can't be a bigot if you are no longer breathing. Oh no! AOC wishing death on Matt Walsh. Evidence somehow. But of course, the most popular conservative congressperson spreading this incredibly obvious bullshit lies, because why would they act respectfully towards their co-workers? And of course, AOC, I am Miles Wrong, wrongest on the internet, foreign agent. What did AOC mean by this? Yeah, AOC, isn't this totally you? Got 25,000 likes by spreading this kind of shit. This is the guy that Elon Musk continuously signal boosts for. This is the guy that has incredible power now in our political discourse from his mom's basement in Malaysia, where he's never stepped foot in America before. This is what we've become as a people. No evidence, just lies. That's how they roll us. And, in Missouri, they just voted to completely defund the state public libraries. The new budget sets fund for libraries to 0%. $0. Library groups say the move is a retaliation for suing the state over its recent book ban. Yep. This is the new Republican playbook. Say the word woke 1,000 times, blame everything on trans people, attack librarians, ban books, attack libraries, and attack teachers. This is what they think is a winning political strategy. Is it? If it is, our entire society needs to collapse immediately. If they win based on this political strategy, we deserve it. Even me. We all deserve it, whatever the fuck we get. Now, I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping that this is going to fail spectacularly. But it's just wild to see this goddamn happen in 2023, folks. And speaking of wild, one of the main conservative influencer out there, believe it or not, one of the instigators of the Stop the Steal and the January 6th insurrection, Scammy David Shooter himself, Ali Alexander. This dude, he is not mentally well, folks. I'm just going to play it.
And I was driving on reserve fuel without even knowing it. And so then I don't like to take an exit and then cross over to the gas station. So I didn't take the exit to go to the Pilot across the street because I'm Ali Alexander, okay? I'm not doing all these other extra steps. I haven't got gas in I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but I haven't gotten gas in 3 months.
He's royalty.
because I got people who get gas for me. I've been traveling. I've been doing a lot of Ubering, and just, I'm royalty. So I think I may have gotten gas once in the past 3 months. And I was very impressed with gas prices. I think have gone down. I don't even really know if they've gone up or if they've gone down or what money is or isn't or what gas is. All of this stuff seems like a psyop to me. Money, gas. Like, I'm not totally convinced that vehicles actually need gas. It might be a mental energy thing. They might use the gas meter to hijack your psychic abilities into depleting your own car. So, it's impossible to know.
It's impossible to know.
Nobody knows what's real.
Nobody knows what's real, folks, says the leader of the Stop the Steal rally. And yep, these are the people running conservatism right now. These are their heroes. And also, the dude gets funded by billionaires. Why he recording his videos on a potato? Just saying. Buy yourself a new webcam, scammy. And, all right, that is my Chud Watch. Hell yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. Fuck yeah. All right. What you guys got to say about that? No one will ever know. I know, right? Who could possibly know if cars actually run on gas or not? It's a mystery. What is science? Why am I watching this? I don't know. I'm not in charge of your fucking life. You figure that shit out. Dusty is really on or not? Hell yeah, feeling good. Feeling pretty good tonight. Must be the hair dye. No one cares what you like, brah. I know, right? Move right along, folks. Got one more section to cover, so be sure to get your super chats in. Hit the like button. Do all of the things. Because, gotta do a little section I like to call He Shall Be Elon. And don't know if you noticed, but right now, the new Twitter logo is the Dogecoin icon. I guess as a joke, it's hilarious because Elon Musk is being sued for $258 billion for his pump and dump of Dogecoin. So, yeah, why not just make fun of it, put it up there? Super cool. Dogecoin is this cryptocurrency that he boosted up with his tweets and try to get people to buy, and then I guess he dumped it himself, made a bunch of money off all the fucking idiots who believe what he says, and now getting sued. Just the latest lawsuit Elon Musk is facing. And, why do I get the feeling the Dogecoin icon was added so when you search Elon and Doge, the story of his racketeering lawsuit will be buried? All it's doing is drawing attention to it. Probably the reason he did it, I'm guessing, is he wants to bring attention to this, the Dogecoin, in hopes that the price of it will go up, so it will kind of take away from the lawsuit of all the people that lost a bunch of money. Can you say, see, it actually went up. I'm not to blame. Probably that's what I'm guessing his thought process is. And then, I love this mentality, folks. This guy's going to give the richest man in the world $8 a month to own the libs. He's telling Patton Oswalt, I am a Twitter Blue subscriber because how much it annoys you guys, Patton Oswalt. Oh, no, I'm so owned. You went to your job. You traded your incredibly valuable, incredibly finite hours on this earth for money, and then you chose to give your money to the richest man in the world in order to own me. Oh no, I'm so owned. Wow, did you show me? And guys, remember when Elon Musk publicly discriminated against a disabled co-worker, outed him, made fun of him, and then he was told by his lawyers, oh yeah, dude, you're going to be sued for $100 million. You better make nice with this motherfucker. And then he backtracked and apologized for it all. Apparently, he has been sending nice replies to the guy repeatedly to try to suck up to him, and the guy never responds. The guy's name is Holly. Most arguments can be solved with the good. And Elon's like, true. No response from the guy. I'm very glad they are still around, but I don't understand how pandas didn't go extinct millions of years ago. And Trump and Federer movie, yeah, see? We're buddies. I love you, Holly. Don't sue me. And then what happens to us when AI becomes better than us at every mental task? And those are the right questions to ask. You're so smart and also handsome and not at all disabled, Holly. Love you. Don't sue me. As I become more and more successful, I started to get deeply depressed. Exclamation point, me too, says Elon, your best buddy. I'm your best buddy. It's me, Elon, just so pathetic and transparent, Elon. You have like all the money in the world. Buy yourself a friend, dude. And then, apparently they have discontinued most of the legacy Twitter blue check marks. It was really the most valuable thing about Twitter, knowing who was legitimate and who was not legitimate, so you can find the correct information instead of falling for scams and shit. But basically, he has destroyed one of the most useful features of the whole website. So he set the date that the old Twitter verified accounts expire on April 1st, April Fool's Day. I thought they had methods in place to stop this from happening, but once again, lots of different websites, lots of different blue checks started impersonating other people with their blue check marks like this. Ted Cruz says trends right, and then Ron DeSantis says, thanks, Mr. Zodiac, and we know it's really them because they have the blue check marks by their name. It has to be. And there are lots of examples of this. I guess these people who have these accounts don't care about their accounts anymore. They're like, fuck it. J.K. Rowling says, and it's got to be her, J.K. Rowling, blue check mark, just want to say terse were the real dementors all along. Sorry for being such a hateful weirdo. We all make mistakes. Trends roids forever. Also, the goblins were anti-Semitic stereotypes. Sorry for that. Alohomora to a new world view. Also, Grindelwald was a bottom. We all knew that. Terry Pratchett is superior to me in every way. Did I mention I uncritically support trans rights now and forever? Clearly, she's saying this, y'all. Read another book, one that doesn't feature a race of grateful slaves, ideally. You heard her, folks. Don't read her trash anymore. Coming from the horse's mouth. And a few more. And then NASA was tweeting out, we're going to be real with you. We killed some aliens. I knew it. I knew they did. And then Gwyneth Paltrow, the goop bitch, says, I once made love to an alien. Oh, no, you didn't, Gwyneth Paltrow. And then NASA says, you're under arrest. I didn't even know NASA had that power, but apparently they do. Do not fuck aliens, Gwyneth Paltrow. NASA coming for you, and they're blue check. So it's real, folks. It's all real. But Cloud World, that is what Elon has done to Twitter. The whole site is collapsing. He's destroyed it. I believe probably on purpose. I believe ultimately he thought he could make money off of it, but he doesn't really give a shit. As long as he can hurt the left and make it harder for them to spread progressive ideas, that's all he really cares about. And so then what happened, folks, is that a large group of people decided we're just going to have these block bots block every single body who signs up for Twitter Blue. Any chud, any right-wing fanboy who pays Elon Musk $8 a month, we're going to have these apps that block them. And people have been using them en masse. And this has a variety of repercussions for Twitter because Twitter's algorithm punishes people who have been blocked too much. It makes their tweets seen less. And so basically Elon is in panic mode. He's like, how are we going to stop people from doing this? So here's his brilliant idea. He's decided to change the wording to where you can't tell if the person who has the blue check mark paid for it or their legacy. And then also on top of this, he's decided to let the top 10,000 companies who have verified legacy Twitter check marks to keep their check marks. So I guess the thought process behind this is that people won't want to block the 10,000 most popular Twitter accounts. So they won't use these apps to block everybody. So he's changed the message that shows you who is legacy verified and who paid to the same one-size-fits-all message that says this account is verified because it's subscribed to Twitter Blue or it is a legacy verified account. Very transparent, to what he's doing. Unfortunately for him, there are other apps that can decipher who's actually legacy and who's not. So the block bots still work. And also, even if they didn't, all they have to do is make an exempt list for the top 10,000 most popular Twitter accounts and then have the block bots block everybody else. So it's just a stopgap measure that's not actually going to work to stop this. And I highly recommend all of you use these block bots to block every single person. If you're on Twitter, block everybody who subscribes to Twitter Blue, who pays for it. Fuck these people. Punish this behavior. And then this thin-skinned man baby decided to revoke the New York Times legacy Twitter checkmark because they declared they weren't going to pay him. New York Times says it won't pay for Twitter verification. They won't pay for Twitter verification. See, no one cares. And then Elon says, okay, well, we'll take it off then. And he immediately revoked the New York Times blue check mark. God damn it. He is so petty. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. It's Elon Musk. And then apparently last week, a disgruntled Twitter employee leaked the source code that Twitter runs off of. And I thought he was going to make the source code public domain anyway. I guess he was only going to make the algorithm public domain. And so now they're suing to have the leaker's identity revealed so they can, sue him and go after him legally and shit. Definitely doesn't want that out there because when it got leaked, we found out some really interesting things. Like apparently in Twitter Spaces, they downrank posts about the Ukrainian war. Paying the monthly fee gets you a healthy boost. Number 6, misinformation is highly downranked. Anything that is categorized as misinformation gets the rug pulled out from under it. Surprisingly, so are posts about Ukraine and downranked Ukrainian crisis topic. Huh. Interesting. Elon Musk making it get harder to get information about the Ukrainian war out there. This is the same guy who's real worried about election interference from Twitter. Literally interfering in fucking wars in order to help Russia. Now, this is preliminary reporting, folks. Maybe something else will come out that explains this away. I'm just reporting what has been reported so far. We'll see what happens, but not looking good for Mr. Free Speech so far. And then it was also reported that he was downranking terms regarding trans people and LGBTQ+. Social media users have noticed something strange happening on Twitter that appears to amount to the censorship of common terms associated with the LGBTQ+ community. Yeah, super cool, Mr. Free Speech. Here's the Newsweek article about it. Twitter has been accused of censoring language associated with LGBTQ+ communities. Several transgender groups first noticed that certain words such as trans, LGBT, and BLM, Black Lives Matter, would not appear in the preview pane if sent as a private message known as a DM on the platform. Instead, a link to the original tweet would appear with no other further information. But other tweets that did not feature the keywords would show as normal in the DMs. The chair of the Trans Media Watch, Jane Fay, first noticed this issue on Saturday, April 1st, and contacted her network to discover that many other people were experiencing the same issue. Clearly, something is up. It makes life difficult if you're trans and you want to talk about trans and then mention to your friends that you've done it. Fay, who does not capitalize her name, told Newsweek. I can see no good reason for it, and it feels petty to me and seems to be deliberately done to make life difficult for people at the queer end of the spectrum. That's what it feels like. Fay encouraged Twitter to explain what the good reason would be for the alleged censorship, but added any argument that it's for sensitivity fails because you're likely speaking to friends in DMs and therefore know the boundaries of what is safe to discuss. So they tried to contact Twitter via email, but they got a poop emoji back because that's what Elon has set up. Anybody from the media that tries to contact them for any kind of comment gets a poop emoji because the world's richest man is a fucking mental child. Our society is being run by dumb 12-year-olds, not even smart 12-year-olds, just the lowest goddamn stupid fucking 12-year-olds on the fucking planet. It's just so cringe, our whole goddamn society. So super cool. Free speech absolutist. I'm sure you've heard all about this from conservative free speech Twitter. Haven't they been talking about this nonstop? They haven't. Shock face. And Yeah, more of this. Elon is flagging the word trans as sensitive content. Shocked. Making it hard for trans people to actually communicate with each other. And what do you expect, folks? It was never about free speech. It was always about Elon buying up one of the most important social media companies in the world to turn it into a right-wing echo chamber to control the message and to make himself the most popular person on the site because that's how insecure he is. Just a giant fucking piss man baby. And horrible. And all right, folks, that is my Elon coverage. And hey, that's all my material. We did it. Another amazing episode of the world's greatest show. Hell yeah. Gonna read all the super chats, but if you bail out, please hit the like button before you go and also leave comments because that helps me. And share it. Share these videos on your Facebook, on your Twitter feeds, on forums, wherever you post. Please help me out because that's how we get the show to grow. I very much appreciate it. Coach James, peace, Dusty. Peace to you, Coach James. Thank you. I appreciate you. You're one of the good ones. Joseph and Burke Arbor 999. What up? Much love to you, Joseph. Patty! One of my biggest fans, Patty's been with me a long time. Sing happy birthday to me, Dusty. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You are fucking amazing. Happy birthday to Patty Anderson. Hell yeah, I hope you have a good one. Urban Miles, $5 gag order is so perfect, especially since they won't allow cameras. He will not be able to help himself on the campaign trail. I know, right? They so gonna have him in contempt of court. Dusty, I heard Trump might have dementia. Wouldn't be surprised, but you're not gonna hear Joe Rogan talking about it, are you? So Donna Rose, $1.99. Please tell April S. happy birthday. Hey, April S. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have a great one. You really deserve it. The Stern Dragoon, $10, calling it right now. The moron is going to perjure himself 20 times and threaten prosecutors and their families 5 times on the stand before they even say, state your name for the record. Yep. It's going to be a shit show, man. Trump is the gift that keeps on giving. What an amazing amount of content I'm going to be able to cover soon. The show just writes itself. April shout us $5. Knife to you, April. And happy birthday, apparently. Zachariah Schmidt, rate 1 to 10. Likelihood for riots tomorrow, 1. Ain't gonna be no riots tomorrow, I don't think. But if there is, I will cover it live, folks. So expect my sweaty ass to come on and cover it if it does happen. But it probably won't. And anything pop up? Nope, that's it, folks. Hail to the yeah. And hey, if you love the show, and you oughta, and you should reward me for overtime anyway, because we did a little overtime tonight. Be sure to join me right now after the show's over on my Patreon account, patreon.com/Codcast. There is a link in the description of this video. You can go sign up right now. Whatever you can afford to donate, all levels. Get all the exclusive content. We're about to do another 20 minutes of content for you guys, a special after party, another Dusty's Happy Show. I don't do many of these, but we're going to cover only happy stuff to make us feel better about this horrible, horrible sewer planet which we live on. So we need that every once in a while. So be sure to go to my Patreon, folks, right now. It's right here. Hell yeah. Do it to it and join me on tonight's The After Party with Dusty Smith. Can't wait to see you guys there. We love the shit out of you. And as always, folks, I'll be back on Friday. It's only like a couple days away. So every single one of you, have an amazing week out there. That is a demandment. You don't even have a choice at this point. I will see you guys soon. Love the shit out of you. And as always, logic, fuck yes. And it's time to float.
Time to float. You float down here.
Good night, y'all. Switch over now. Love you guys.